what's crack-a-lacking? What's up, everybody? Tonight is Wednesday, 9/11/2024, man. Coming at you guys, hanging out with y'all. Want to say what's up to everybody and give our condolences to the 9/11 folks of 9/11, and I send my best to all of the ones who lost family members, who were impacted by that attack on United States soil, man. So I know I'm a prisoner, but it is what it is. I still send my condolences to everybody that was impacted by that, and hopefully that shit will never happen again. Right, baby girl?
Absolutely. Yeah. Hold on. I'm having a little bit of a technical setback here. Trying to get things going. That's all right. No, we're all good on our end. I was just
we're live, right?
We are live. We are happening. We are we are with audience.
Right on.
We are with audience.
Cool.
We got a couple people in the chat. Dog says good evening, Brant, Mrs. D. He sends his. Thank you. We send ours back. I'm just hold on.
Who, Doug?
Dog.
All right, dog. I send mine home. Hope everything's well for you and your family. Everybody else, send my best.
Yep, okay. Sonny's in the house. Hey, Sonny. How you doing, girl? Okay. Yeah.
What's up, girl?
And that's where we're at. Okay, so I got my little situation fixed. So we're just gonna kind of warm up a little bit here and see who shows up in the next couple minutes, and then we got a little something different.
Yeah, right.
Outlaw, yeah. Outlaws in the house. Truth Seekers of America Unite.
What's up, Outlaw?
Team Brant, right on.
That's right. What's up, Outlaw? It's in my bro, man. I hope you're well, homeboy. My love and respect's always with you, man. I was just checking out a few things earlier today. I'll get into it here in a minute, but everybody likes hearing the truth. The uncut truth about corruption of CDCR and the underbelly of it, and fucking solitary confinement and the fucking conditions of the confinement in which we live. Hit that like button, man, share my shit and share our shit, because everybody's involved in this, and pass it around and subscribe, Let's get this thing moving, because I tell you this, I think we're getting momentum. We're getting some traction. We're gaining traction, man. It's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. Fucking, we're sick of the lies, the deceit on the American public from other Americans. How about that? Lying and deceiving y'all, man, so they can steal the fucking money right out your wallets. It makes me sick. I hate it.
Outlaw says, sup, Brant? Love and respect back at you.
Right on, Outlaw. Likewise, homeboy, always, bro. I hope you're well, your family well, your loved ones are well, and in the best of health, mind, and spirit. Always. Yeah, man. Baby girl, we were talking yesterday or this morning about that little clip of Kamala Harris when she was a prosecutor. And y'all check this shit out. So my wife found this clip on when Kamala Harris was a prosecutor, and she said she'll ruin somebody's day really bad with charging them with a misdemeanor, just charging them to charge them, so their whole fucking day is fucked up, right?
With just a mark of her pen. She said, with just a mark of my pen, I can do all these horrible things to you. Make you wait, hang you up in courts, do all this, and then change your mind the last minute and take it all back.
Yeah. Right. Right. Just think of that right there. Think of that power.
That's what she
the
said.
Power that it takes.
That's kind of power she has, and that's kind of power she believes she still has or has more of. And I think she's dangerous. But
But here's where I wanted to go with this: is the prosecutors, all of them have that kind of power, and a stroke of the pen that can destroy your life. With impunity. Straight up impunity on them, their careers. They'll never feel it. They'll never get in trouble. They can destroy someone's life and family, with a stroke of the pen. And the way this chick was bragging about it, right? It made my skin crawl. And it really hit home for me because, look how I've been done my whole time dealing with the courts. I haven't been done in the best of ways. And, but it's just so wrong for her to say some shit like that. And the fact of the matter is, it's just the truth. I mean, yeah, she said it, but it's the truth,
Probably the first time she's been honest.
Right. It is fucking, man, I was like, boy, what a fucking bitch you are, Just sit there bragging about the stroke of the pen and with impunity and with no remorse, no none, just charging people with a misdemeanor or whatever they're going to charge them with and just be like, oops, I fucked up. A day later. It's like, whoa, dude, that's some serious power, man. And if left unchecked, could you imagine how many fucking prosecutors are like that? Think of that, baby girl. All the prosecutors. Probable cause is nothing. That's all they need for an arrest, right? A probable cause. Oh, I thought I smelled marijuana. I seen him reach into his pocket. Any cop says that, man. Any cop says that. That's it. That's it. And that's a fucked up thing. But yeah, I was tripping on that, baby girl, when you let me hear that video right there. It's wrong. Fucking disgusting. No check and balances to that power whatsoever. None. And now this bitch might be the fucking president.
Yikes.
Oh, help us all.
Yikes.
But yeah, man, so, I don't know. I just wanted to holler at y'all on that real quick. So, fucking, man, let me see here. I was going to talk about a few things today, but I want to break a video down for y'all. We found a really good video. First of all, my wife found this video that judge, that guy called the judge, and well, he made a new video with my name in it, and it is so far off track and unprofessional. He mixes one of my old co-defendants, Torres, up with somebody else, crosses their federal cases up, and I mean that's how unprofessional he is. He can't even get his facts straight. He put Torres's federal charges on some guy named Martinez, and then got it all twisted up. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? You're supposed to be professional at your journalism, or at least report the facts. And but yeah, he fucking smutted me up and my bro up, another co-defendant of mine, and just talking about we're fucking dangerous people, and man, you can have anybody be dangerous, given the right situation in life. Anybody can be fucking dangerous. And then I got some people hating on me in the comment section. Hey, that's to be expected. Hey, Outlaw and Dog, everybody, check this shit out. I told my wife, if fucking cops and snitches hate me, then I must be doing the right thing.
Huh.
If cops and the motherfucking snitches hate me, I'm doing the right fucking thing, man. Right, baby girl? But yeah, you know, when people talk shit about me, don't even know me or don't even know what they're talking about, just something a fucking cock goblin snitch tuber said or repeated or whatever, it cracks me up, man. It makes me laugh because it's like these people would do anything to get some fame, you know, or to
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You know, they want to troll somebody or whatever, you know, and instead of focusing on something positive in their life, they want to come over here and disrespect me. But yet, you know and I know, baby girl, none of them sorry fucking poo-butt poltroons would ever in life come and live in my cell or meet me eye to eye.
Truth.
Man to man.
That's
hombre
the truth.
a hombre. Nunca quieren conocerme así. Te lo juro por mis muertos. I tell you now, they never want to meet me like that. Keyboard warriors can be the biggest, toughest saber-toothed tiger, but the biggest bitch on the block, eye to eye. That's what I'll say, and that's where I'll leave it.
Well, it's kind of like a dog with like fence aggression. It's gonna be all vicious, but once it's out from behind the fence, oh no, I'm cool. I didn't mean anything.
Hey, you know what? It's funny you say that, right? I was watching this video, this Fell Factory or Fell Army video, where these two dogs are stitching at each other to the fence, but the fence is open halfway, and they don't want to go over it. They can actually get on each other, but they stay behind that fence. It's so funny, man.
I know the video you're talking about, man. Yeah, no, that fence opens and they're like, oh, oops, hey, hi, how you doing? Yep.
But see, I ain't like that, man. Once you go there with me, I'm coming through that fence on you. I'm gonna come through that fence, and we're gonna get up close and personal, just a little bit. See what you're made of. We're gonna see what you're made of.
People feel real comfortable talking crap on the internet. It's Cell Warrior crap. That's right, dog.
60 seconds remaining.
Outlaw says, "A la verga con the judge."
Eso, mi amigo, eso. Sin duda alguna. Él puede chupar mi huesote grande. No me gusta, no me cae bien para nada ese tipo. Siempre él quiere decir mentiras. But yeah, man, they suck. That guy sucks. His viewers suck. It is what it is. But yeah, I like when people talk shit about me, because it's like, you know what, cool, man. I got under your skin that bad. And you didn't even have a conversation with me. My name just made you shake in your boots so bad you want to disrespect my name. Cool? Because you know I'm looking for people.
Well, that's how it all rolls. They just shut you down when they least expect it. He'll be back. It was about time anyways. Yeah, so y'all know he can't see the chat, and so I have to read it to him. And my Spanish ain't that great, so I try. I try as best as I can. He might be having a dialing problem. These every 15 minutes, whether we like it or not.
An incarcerated individual asks, the California State Prison for Prospect, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. Thank you for using Global Pedaling.
There you are.
All right, I'm back.
So Dog said mentiras todos. So I don't know.
Hell yeah, eso. That means lies on everything. All lies.
All lies.
They're all lies. Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah.
Well, I know what todos means. I just didn't know what mentiras means. So
everything.
Now I just learned something new.
All of them. Yep. Yep, get on, dog. I agree, bro. I agree. But yeah, man, so, you know what's something else I was going to comment on too, fellas, everybody, Sonny, dog, baby girl outlaw, was that, you know, there's a big thing in, like, the difference between the prison, the GP part and EOP part and stuff like that, the prisons, right, the JCAT units and shit. And, I was listening to old Duke shit down there, the whistleblowers thing, and you know, I heard some of the stuff he was talking about, and I understand the fact that, you know, prison's a wild fucking place, right? And it's true. It's wild. It's a jungle. But that said, that's why I believe these cops have to understand who they're dealing with. You know, they need to have a clear understanding before they go into a building like this called solitary confinement and figure out, like, who's what, you know, who's who. And, you know, deal with that person according to how he behaves and how he deals with them, right? So, like this shit with my buddy Ronnie, when they dipped him, you know, this cop was used to dealing with the JCAT EOP shit eaters, right? The fucking straight monkeys, you know, the fucking straight baboons that eat their own poop and shit. And so he comes over here and he thinks he can just manhandle a motherfucker any old way. Well, that ain't gonna happen with no real motherfucker. You're not gonna manhandle no real motherfucker and get away with it. You know, it's just not gonna happen. Especially, I mean, like without us saying something, without us reacting, because it's just how it is. Well, you know, that's why I say they shouldn't be housing us GP eggers with any fucking wackadoodle JCAT motherfucker, with any EOP or triple CMS type of dudes. They should completely have us separated. And here's the thing. Most other prisons do.
I thought it was
90%.
I thought it was policy. I thought it was policy they had to keep you separate.
It is, baby girl. It's policy. It's in their own policy. But again, here we go with these cherry-picking policies, right? Cherry-picking the policies, cherry-picking the rules, cherry-picking the law that they want to follow at whatever time or whatever suits their spun-up narrative, right?
Right.
So, yeah, and that's why they should not mix GP prisoners in ADSEG with any mental health. Corcoran Shoe doesn't do it. Pelican Bay Shoe doesn't do it. No other ADSEG does it, but this one. And, you know, that's a bad thing to do because you see the end result is a friend of mine, he got the short end of the stick, but he was in cuffs.
Well, you know,
that's the coward. I mean, that's the way they are. They're cowards. He was in cuffs, so he couldn't defend himself. He couldn't stop the fall. He couldn't stop, break the fall in any way from being dipped and landing on his chin. He landed on his chin, actually, fellas, like chin first, right into the ground, with a lot of pressure coming behind it. And it's like, that's my, it's like, fuck, dude, they need to know who they're dealing with.
Well,
and we should not be mixed with these JCats.
I truly believe that they have you guys mixed as an element of torture, that it's intentional, that it's not, oh, whoa, because they could totally put you in your own wing, and they refuse to.
Right.
They refuse to, right?
Well, yeah, and we've asked them several times. Okay, now listen, and here's the funny thing. Here's the ironic thing. When I pulled up at this prison in 2019, when the feds brought me here from Corcoran, there was two sections. The one I'm in, G section, and H was all GP. All GP. No mental health. Right? Okay. Then, when slowly but surely after COVID hit, they start changing shit, and then they'll put a GP in the back row, where, like where Ronnie's at, and they got where Billy's at, and Pat and Jake, and, they start separating everybody, and they start using the JCAT S and Y's to, throw poop and pee on us, and do stupid shit to GPs because they're so afraid that if they don't do it and they got to go to the mainline yard with us, they, it's not going to work out too good for them. So this is what they're doing now. They've been doing it, but now it's...
This call and or telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Now it's really ramped up because they're scared as shit to go to the mainline with us.
Well, and it's clearly by design. They've weaponized you. They've weaponized them. They've weaponized the two separate groups against each other. I never really thought of it quite like that. I only saw them using the JCats weaponized against you guys, but I can see how it and it's sick. It's twisted. And we got some comments here. We got some comments here.
Okay.
Ken says, hey, and he says, sounds like the guard is a man complex. His boyfriend must have not given him the day before work, so he was mad and wanted to take it out on a real man.
Ken, I send my love, bro. You and all the rest of the fellas, man. Good comment there, man. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right. All right, what else we got?
Dog said listening to JCats bang on their door all day and night is torture. Absolutely is, huh?
Yep. Dog, you hit that right on the head, buddy. It's horrible, and we can't get to them. We can't get to them and give them some fucking teaching, right? We can't get to them and let them know how that's unacceptable, man. So, and they protect them. They protect their friends. The cops protect their homies. And you know what's fucked up is that, the JCats will sit there and gas the cops with piss and shit, and then the cops go down there and cater to them. You ought to hear how they baby talk these motherfuckers. It's like, I'm in some bizarre ass world, baby girl. It's bizarre.
That's crazy.
It's bizarre. So, check it out, folks. We're gonna. My wife's gonna play this video for y'all. What's the name of this video, girl? Baby girl?
Hold on a second here. Wait.
It's a good one about CDCR, man. It's a real good one. And it peels back the curtains of corruption. It really does, man.
It is CDCR's Lies and Secrets. Media as a Mask. Unveiling CDCR's propaganda. And
okay, but what's the name of the video? What's the name of it? California what?
California Uncensored is the I'm sorry, I'm just tongue tied here. California Uncensored is the channel. Yeah, and this video, Media as a Mask, unveiling CDCR's propaganda.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So we're gonna play some of this. I don't want to play it all, baby girl, but I want to play some of it for the folks, and then I'm gonna break some of this shit down for you guys. This way, I could give you the details to go with what this guy's saying. Because this guy whoever's doing this video, he must be locked into what I'm doing, or he's on the same page, because it is right on point with how they control the narrative to manipulate the public's perception. So let's go. Go ahead, baby girl.
All right.
You can, please.
To inform, to entertain, and to inspire, but it's also used to shape perceptions, to control narratives, and to influence public opinion. This is particularly true when it comes to large institutions like the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. The CDCR operates one of the largest prison systems in the United States. It manages over 35 institutions and houses tens of thousands of inmates. The scale and complexity of its operations are immense, and so too is its need to control how it's perceived by the public. Why is perception so important? Because public opinion can impact policy decisions, funding allocations, and even legal judgments. And for an institution like the CDCR, public perception can be the difference between support and scrutiny, between acceptance and accountability. So how does the CDCR shape perception? One of the main ways is through the strategic use of media. By controlling the narrative that's presented to the public, the CDCR can influence how we perceive their operations, their policies, and the overall safety of their facilities. This control is often exercised through selective reporting, emphasizing positive stories that paint the department in a favorable light. Take, for example, a recent article on the CDCR's website titled "CHCF Hosts First Reentry Resources Fair." This article, prominently featured, highlights a positive initiative aimed at providing inmates with resources and support as they re-enter society. It's a great story, one that undoubtedly deserves attention. But when it's juxtaposed with a recent violent incident that received little to no coverage, it raises questions about the CDCR's motives. Institutions like the CDCR know how to use media to their advantage. They understand the power of perception, the influence of narrative, and the impact of selective reporting. But what does this mean in practice?
Stop, man.
Stay tuned.
Okay, you guys heard all that, I hope. Well, he's talking about controlling the narrative to shape y'all's perception out in the public. Let me give you an example. When we did the first hunger strike in Pelican Bay in 2011, there were 6,000 inmates that was on this strike. Well, Terry Thornton, CDCR spokesperson, said there was only like 110. 110 inmates were hunger striking, but yet they were eating in their cell eating their canteen. Straight fucking lies. Why? To control the narrative and influence the public perception. So when they come out and they tell y'all I'm the boogeyman, or they go tell the FNY snitch tubers, cock-owlers, that I'm the boogeyman, or they come out with all these fucking stories on us, it is for one thing only, is to control the public perception against us so they can continue their torture on us behind these walls, using solitary confinement and whatever other torture devices and ways they want to do to us. That's exactly what this guy's saying right here, man. And that's what I've been saying for the past 10, 15 years these fuckers are doing to us, man. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Dog says that he's subscribed and feels this might be another guard. Yes.
Okay.
As we delve deeper into the art of propaganda and its effects on public trust, let's take a closer look at an instance of the CDCR's media manipulation. Picture this. An article on the CDCR's website titled "CHCF Hosts First Reentry Resources Fair." It's a heartwarming piece highlighting the department's efforts to prepare inmates for reintegration into society. They offer education, job training.
Okay, we'll all wait for you. Hurry back. Yeah, no, this is a very interesting channel. It seemed like he was talking about one thing for a while and decided to switch up and talk about this sort of stuff more, which I'm happy to see, because that drama It's overplayed. Fuck the drama. We need to get to the policies and procedures and abuses therein. Mm-hmm.
Using global tel link.
Okay, you're back.
All right, I'm back there.
All right.
Yep. I'm back.
We'll get to
All right,
rolling.
go ahead.
And other resources to
Yep.
reduce recidivism. A positive initiative indeed. But around the same time, a chilling incident occurred at the California Healthcare Facility, or CHCF, a murder between two inmates, one of whom was known as the Sacramento Slayer. A shocking event, yet it received little to no coverage from the CDCR. It's as if it never happened. So why would the CDCR choose to report on a re-entry fare and not a murder? It's all about controlling the narrative. The CDCR knows that by emphasizing positive stories, they can paint a picture of progress, rehabilitation, and safety. The public sees a prison system that's working, that's making a difference, and the murder, well, it's just a tiny, invisible blip on an otherwise polished radar. But what happens when we pull back the curtain? When we look beyond the feel-good stories and dig into the harsh realities that are often swept under the rug? The omission of the murder from their public communications suggests a deliberate attempt to divert attention from the systemic problems and dangers within the system. The CDCR, like many institutions, uses media to control perception. By selecting which stories to tell and how to tell them, they are in essence shaping our understanding of the prison system. This selective reporting isn't just about what we see, it's about what we don't see, what we aren't told. When a violent incident goes unreported while a positive event is highlighted, it creates a skewed perception of reality. We are left in the dark about the full extent of the issues within the prison system, and that can have significant implications for public trust and accountability. So, what happens when a violent incident goes unreported while a positive event is highlighted? What we're seeing here is a classic technique of propaganda. Now, you might be thinking, propaganda? That's a strong word. But let's dissect it for a moment. Propaganda isn't always about spreading false information. More often than not, it's about the selective presentation of facts to frame a desired narrative. In the case of the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, that narrative is one of progress, rehabilitation, and safety. By focusing on positive initiatives like the Reentry Resources Fair, the CDCR paints a picture of a department that is not just managing prisons, but actively working to better the lives of its inmates. And let's not forget, that's a very important part of their job. However, by choosing to highlight these initiatives and downplay or even ignore incidents of violence and mismanagement, the CDCR is engaging in a form of propaganda. They're selectively presenting the facts to create a narrative that is more favorable to them.
Okay, so I want to tell you guys something real quick about this, is that their whole reason for controlling the narrative to work the public is to continue trying to make you blind to what they're actually doing with your money, with the taxpayers' dollars, right? And, you know, they want to continue doing what the status quo for fucking 40 years now that obviously hasn't worked because the prisons are getting worse and worse and worse. So, you know, when I was listening to this earlier, man, I was like, holy shit, this guy's hitting on everything we've been saying. Because the public trust with CDCR's, the whole thing here, the public trust hinges upon the transparency. And yet there's no accountability for these people. You know, and in another video of his, he's talking about nepotism and how they'll hire their homie there and give them a, you know, somewhere in downtown Sacramento headquarters a position, you know, and hire this guy there, and it's just all intertwined, and it's not done, in the best of the system or in the best of in the public. It's just not. It's not. It's to get the taxpayers' dollars. Blind trust. They want you guys to have blind trust and not demand transparency and accountability. Right, baby girl?
Truth. No, all they care about is the bottom line, truly, and they don't care about the people they damage or the people or the communities they destroy. They only care about that bottom line. So there's some comments here from Outlaw. He says, most of the shows related to prisons are created by prison administrators or produced by ex-law enforcement. And he says that Gangland series is created by an ATF PR agent. They have a PR agent.
Ain't that so?
ATF has a PR agent.
Imagine that.
Well, CDCR, I just read you that article. They got 2 new PR agents. They hired media specialists to do their little promos.
Yeah.
And he also says the cops show are pre-approved by law enforcement before airing. So.
Wow. That's crazy. Thanks for that information. I didn't know that. But this shit here, it's like, it just rings like everything I've been saying. Even my buddy Ronnie and a few other people have been saying, you too, Outlaw, and everybody else is, all they want to do is get that money. They want to control the perception and the...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I also think they enjoy a little sadistic tendency, in their roles.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because, I've had conversations with some of the higher-ups, and I told them there's no way you can tell me in my face, and they truly believe in their hearts that the S&Y life is Disneyland compared to the GP. And I'm like, you're over here telling these kids that they need to go over there and have the rest of their life in a better light than they do GP. That is so fucking bullshit, if I've ever heard bullshit, right? It's just bizarre that they can actually say that and keep a straight face, It's that fucking foul, man. CDCR has used the media for years, for decades against us, and decades to build money, and yet they're worse criminals than any criminal in the system. They're worse. And they know how to use that selective reporting and selective reporting of cherry-picked facts. That's what they do.
Well, how about how they use policy as their reason for everything, yet they're breaking policy by your housing straight up?
Oh, shit. Man, girl, you ain't lying. Man, they're breaking their own policy housing us here. They're fucking lying. They're breaking own policy housing us in the ad seg still. And get this, man. These fuckers are so dirty that, I don't give a fuck about no bread roll on a tray. I'm going to tell them, baby girl, I can't help it.
All right, go tell them.
Okay, look, Outlaw, Ken, Dog, everybody listening. I live in a section that I can see the chow cart when it comes in, right? Check this shit out. Well, on these trays, they got the little cubby holes, where the food goes in, and then the lid comes on the tray. Well, on this day, we're supposed to get these little dinner rolls, right? Little piece of bread roll, kind of soft, doughy bread, probably the best thing on the tray. Well, the kitchen workers forget to put it on the tray in the little slot, And at the end of it, once all the trays are stacked, they're sitting there fucking, they put these big old loads of these bread rolls on the top of the cart, hoping that the guards will pass it out as they do the trays. So I'm sitting here and standing at my door, and unbeknownst to 5 cops, I see them come in with that cart with all these fucking bread rolls on top of the cart, inside of the fucking loaf bag. And one of them put his finger up to his mouth and went shh to the others, and they took the thing around the corner so no prisoners could see it. You know, because then they don't know they're getting beat out of that little issue. So they get around to my door. I said, hey, man, I seen that shit, stud. What are you guys doing? You know? And they're like, oh, man, policy. It's policy that I can't open the bag and give you guys your issue. I said, you're full of shit, dude. Go get the policy and show me. He goes, oh, man, why are you tripping, man? Oh, man. Oh, man. And it's like, I'm not giving a fuck about no bread roll, first of all. It's the principle.
Right.
It's the principle. And then they're going to go cry when it escalates and escalates and escalates. Then they want to go cry. Policy. So I pulled the youngster up and I said, look, man, you're not going to tell me about policy because I know policy like the back of my hand. And you can't say you don't have no gloves. Y'all got gloves on, and you got thousands of fucking pairs of gloves to pass out them rolls, man. And not only that, when everybody goes locked down, who do you fuck you think makes the trades? You guys make the trades. So your hands are in the gloves, and your gloves touch the food. So miss me with that lie, man. And he thought he could throw that word policy at me. And that was going to be a wrap. That I was going to accept that. So when you have these dudes using that word right there, policy this, policy that, but yet they don't follow policy or the law or the rules and regulations, and they bend everything to fit their controlled narrative to influence your perception, we have a problem. We have a fucking problem.
So they're doing it on the inside and the outside. We got some comments here. Let's see. Dog says prison industrial complex needs to be abolished. Absolutely. If we believe in rehabilitation, we need to prove it.
Exactly, dog. I agree, bro. I agree. You know, and if it's left unchallenged, they're going to keep doing it. You know, they're going to keep doing it. In this video here, one of these videos this guy made, he's telling the public how to make a difference and how to fix it. Go to the lawmakers, demand an inside investigation against CDCR corruption.
From the outside, not from the inside. Because all they do is investigate from the inside. We've tried to form watchdogs. They won't let the public have their own watchdogs. They appoint their watchdogs, like CCHCS, the medical oversight, and then it becomes a part of, like, a tentacle in their kraken. I mean, how else could it be?
Right, that's true, baby girl. It really is. It really is. And you know, they do these budget cuts, right? They're cutting these corners, doing budget cuts, closing down yards. And when they close down the yard, like this guy was saying in one of his other videos, that they're not closing.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They're not closing down a patch of grass type of yard. They're closing down a fucking whole yard where they have teachers, educational, vocations, shit like that, you know. Therefore, they're taking our rehabilitation programs. They're taking milestone credits for these guys that get halftime. They're taking any type of shit like that from us. But yet,
you have 60 seconds remaining.
Not one fucking shit from an officer's pay number. Their paycheck. Not one penny. I gotta call back.
Okay.
Let me call back.
I was going to read these for you to let you think about while you're calling back, but okay. those 15 minutes really jam us up. I just don't care for them. I wish they would just leave the line open. I don't see why not. It's not that big a deal. They're gonna do what they do anyways. Oh well. Um, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a good time. We'll get to your comments here in a second. Uh-huh.
Global Tellink, you have a prepaid call from an incarcerated individual at the California State Prison for Probate, California. This call and/or telephone number will be monitored and recorded. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hey.
All right, babe. What's cracking?
We got some comments in the comment section.
All right.
Outlaw says that classic TV show Dragnet was created by LAPD. I knew that. And they base it on real stories. The cool thing about that show was it was always on the Pacific Coast Highway right there where I grew up. And I was like, oh yeah, I know those dudes. Okay.
Right on, man.
And he also said Hector Bravo admitted he'd rather work on GP main lines than SNY because of the behavior. Yeah.
Right. Hey, well, I heard that one. And, you know, again, I was hoping that guy, Hector, would stay on point and focus against their headquarters. And, you know, but like I said, he kind of got a little wild with his shit and lost his mind a little. I don't know. You know, but I still feel that if everybody makes a collective effort to smash them, keep pounding away at the corruption, keep exposing these motherfuckers, and him too, because he's their insider. I guarantee you they hate that guy. Sacramento hates that guy.
Well, they actually did an investigation on him with our tax dollars. You knew that, right?
Why? Because he's exposing their corrupt secrets.
Yep.
And see, it's one thing for them to break a convict and the convict PCs up, right? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they get all types of shit. They lie. They get all the lies from him. He gets to twist all the stories up they want him to. But man, when one of theirs blows that whistle, oh shit, it's like he's a J-Cat, he's a fucking liar. I mean, it's all this, you know? And
well,
I can hear that right there.
Defamation's the number one source of making somebody incredulous.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, attack their character. Right, that's what they're doing, attacking his character. Now, look, I don't know the dude as far as his character and his life. I don't want, you know, that's him, you know, whatever. We're from two different ends of the spectrum, but the goal is the same.
Right.
I see what he's doing. I see the same corruption he sees, even though he was a guard. I see the same foul shit from the fucking wardens, associate wardens, and these people manipulate policy and lies and rumors and all of that in order to get around the law, in order to get around their policies. They'll manipulate another policy. They'll, you know, just keeping us here, baby girl. Everybody keeping us in solitary confinement. 9 years for me now. 9 years. 16 on my last one, and 4 on my first one in the hole. You know, I'm solitary. And I mean, shoot. But, you know, I mean, and then they keep us in a RAQ that is designated and policy for triple CMS JCAT inmates. We are not that. So they manipulate it. Okay? And, you know, so Hector's right as far as, you know, a lot of these cops don't want to do no time work with the JCATs. They want to work on GPRs. You know, they do. And they don't like it. Because they don't want to come to work and get shit thrown up their fucking nostrils.
Nobody does.
In their face. They don't want to come to work and see some fucking jack off motherfucker whacking his wiener to them, you know, or to a woman, or a female nurse or a female staff. They don't want to see that shit. Nobody does, man. And but that's the EOP. That's the S&Y. That's the fucking lack of moral people, man. And people ain't got no morals no more. They lost their morals and integrity when they went that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's whatever political cross or whatever these people got into. They go over there and then they get into another game, a clique, a 2-5 clique, IR clique, you know, whatever the fuck them numbers are, letters are. I don't know. I don't care. But it's just a mess over there. And who created that mess? Sacramento headquarters and their policies.
Did you want to finish?
Policies.
Did you want to finish playing this?
Well, I mean, how much time we got left on that one?
3 minutes.
3?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's hear this. Let's hear this
They're
out,
not
fellas.
lying per se, but they're also not telling the whole truth. Why do they do this? Well, it's simple. It's about control. By controlling the narrative, the CDCR gets to influence how the public perceives their operations, their policies, and the overall safety of their facilities. It's a strategy that's as old as time, and it's incredibly effective. But here's the real kicker. This kind of propaganda doesn't just shape public perception, it can also shape public policy. After all, if the public thinks that the CDCR is doing a great job, then they're less likely to demand reforms or hold the department accountable for its failures. So what we see is a system that uses propaganda to maintain its status quo, to keep the public in the dark about the realities of life inside California's prisons. It's a system that prioritizes image over transparency and narrative over truth. But how does this selective reporting affect the public's trust in the CDCR? Public trust hinges on transparency and accountability. When organizations like the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation engage in selective reporting, it can distort public perception. By carefully controlling the narrative, they can create an image that is far removed from the harsh realities of life within the prison system.
Yep.
This skewed representation can have a profound impact on public
This
trust.
call and your
Imagine
telephone
for a
number will
moment
be
that you're
monitored
given
and
a
recorded.
beautifully painted picture of a serene landscape. You're told it's a faithful representation of a particular location. You're impressed and even moved by what you see. But then, you visit the actual place, and you find it polluted, degraded, and far from the idyllic scene you were shown. Your trust in the source of that painting would be shattered, wouldn't it? The same principle applies here. When the CDCR highlights positive stories and neglects to report on serious incidents, such as violence within their facilities, they're essentially presenting a painted picture that doesn't entirely reflect reality. The public, only seeing this partial image, may believe that the prison system is functioning effectively and that their facilities are safe. This lack of transparency can have serious consequences. For one, it can reduce the demand for reforms. If the public believes that things are going well, why would they push for changes? Additionally, it can hinder accountability. Without a clear understanding of the issues and dangers within the prison system, it's difficult to hold the CDCR responsible for their actions, or inactions as the case may be. The CDCR's selective reporting not only undermines public trust, but it also obstructs the path to meaningful change. It's a disservice to the public, who deserve an honest account of what's happening within the prison system, and it's a disservice to the inmates, who deserve a system that prioritizes their safety and rehabilitation. The media has the power to shape our perception of the world, but it's important to question what we see and hear. The full story may be more complex than it first appears.
Continuing
Yep.
our coverage, a
Okay,
34-year-old
right on,
man
baby girl. Thank you. So, you know, think of that, folks. Who's the racketeering enterprise there? You know, really, man. Who's the racketeering enterprise here? You know, it's them.
Somebody pointed out that McCumber is actually Newsom's puppet. So
He is. McCumber, so like, let's be honest, McCumber didn't just come into office and all this shit start falling apart. been falling apart for 10 years. For 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he just helped fast track in the falling apart part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's their director of corrections, undersecretary, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when they shut down programs for inmates, for prisoners that are rehabilitative programs or positive programming for us on any level,
isn't that the first thing?
Budget deficit.
Isn't that the first thing to go too?
Right. It's the first thing to go. It always is. But yet their $90,000 base salary or $85,000 a year base salary for what? For doing really nothing. They don't really do shit. And then they don't get, none of their shit gets taxed. I mean, they're not losing no money because of the cuts, of budget cuts. They're not losing a fucking cent, man. So they take all our stuff, close down programs, and then, like, recently they wanted to take our third day of visits from our families, with our families, but yet that got shut.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And get this, folks. They spend money stupidly. They spend mass amounts of money very haphazardly and stupidly. Like they're spending millions probably on this bunk-ass soybean meat crap, and nobody eats it. It's a waste on our trays, that soybean shit. Nobody eats it. And that's just a little tiny, example of how stupidly they spend taxpayer dollars. Well, and with impunity, they don't have to answer to it.
Well, and also let's look where those budget cuts are coming from. That the specific budget cut, isn't that $112 million fine for not employing mental health workers? And then they're gonna take it out of prisoner services, and
right. So get this, folks. They get fined in the Eastern District of Sacramento. They get fined by Miller, Kimberly J. Miller, on a civil contempt that they held CDCR, and she held
40 years.
CDCR in civil
40 years. In civil contempt for violating a certain law under the Coleman case, right? And she fined them $12 million. Yep.
Well, all they're doing with that money that she gave them a fine for is taking it from our programs.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking it from our programs, not from McCumber's pocket, not from CO's pocket, not from medical CDCR doctor's pocket, but our programs are first to go. And that's unfair to us. They should have to pay, and they're out of their pockets to cover that fine, $112 million. So, I mean, when you have a system that's set up like that, there has to be some type of outside investigation that is not going to be related to CDCR in any way. They have to be independent and report to the courts.
Well, they absolutely refuse to allow that to happen, though. I mean, there have been groups who've tried. They've tried and they've tried and they tried, and they're not allowed in. I mean, even something like KQED, where they're invited in, and when they start asking the uncomfortable questions, are told to leave.
Yep, they're told to shut up. They're told to shut it down, or we plead the fifth. And when they plead the fifth, that shows they got something to hide.
Yep.
Now, they should never, ever be allowed to plead the fifth.
Nope.
As a state employee. They're an employee.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
You guys are their boss.
Yep.
The taxpayers. Let me call back.
Mm. We'll try to get back to these questions here. And it's a little hot, and that's why we love it, because coming from deep down in the dregs. Hold on. He's gonna be calling back here in a hot second.
Global County, you have a prepaid call from an incarcerated individual at the California State Prison for Cruze, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. Thank you for using Global Link.
All right, I'm back, baby girl.
Okay, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Yep, I got you.
Okay.
I get a little worked up, folks, as you guys can tell.
So,
I'm tired of fucking
we got some questions
y'all.
here.
Shoot it.
Outlaw wants to know what you think of CDCR's created podcast, Pelican Bay Unlock, San Quentin Ear Hustle. The podcasts are approved by CDCR Public Information Officer and are not allowed to speak negative about prison.
I think, so if they're being censored and if they're...
well, first of all, we haven't really given it much attention, so we don't really know what they're saying.
I don't know yet, but I'm going to check that out, Outlaw. I really am, bro. But I'm going to tell you, first and foremost, if CDCR is having a control of that narrative, I'm gonna reserve my opinion until I hear it. But I'm not gonna, I don't agree with nothing censoring our opinions about CDCR or negative. You can't say nothing negative. Fuck that, man. They're definitely never gonna control my narrative. I promise you that. But I'm gonna listen to that, and I'm gonna give you a review next time we come on here. I promise. Don't forget, baby girl. We gotta hear that. What else? What we got?
Let's see. T Wood says hi and wants to know if you know anyone in there from Hangtown.
Hangtown. No. Hey, what's up, T Wood? I send my best to you, man. I thought you were somebody else. I had a silly with your name, man, and I was like, whoa, I wonder if that's him. But you're not. But no, I don't know nobody from Hangtown, bro. I don't. Other than that, man, fucking, you guys remember a couple episodes ago me and my wife did on here when we were talking about a public official for CDCR had told my wife about the incident with my friend Ronnie was up to policy, and that they didn't see nothing wrong with it, right? It was legit. And this is the propaganda right there. Mm-hmm. That's their fucking propaganda right there. How could you not see nothing wrong with what they did to that man, that friend of mine, when he ended up with a broken jaw in 2 places, a blown out eardrum, and a broken spine, 4 teeth missing, and I watch him walk now. I see him walk, and he walks with a little hitch in his step now, right? And it's really fucked up. So how can this dude, who was a representative of CSP Sacs in Folsom, tell my wife that
to use his words, he said he saw nothing out of pocket. He was quick to say it too.
Nothing out of pocket. He was quick to say it, right? Now, this is so fucking wrong that I tell you what, that's like fucking doing it all over again to us, Mm-hmm. It really is. Because how could you not see nothing wrong with the end result? Look at the end result. After one cop, the regular, had told him, yeah, go ahead and pass the sweatshirt, they switch out cops, and he does it, and he gets dipped by the second cop. I mean, like, really? How is that okay? How is that all right or acceptable? There's no accountability.
No.
Folks.
No,
There's no
and
accountability.
that
None.
switch out, that escort switch out, from what I've heard from you and others, is extremely uncommon. Like, that doesn't happen.
Right, it is. Right, it don't happen. It's uncommon. So he got stripped out and cuffed by the regular officer. And then he said, I'm going to pass the sweatshirt like he's been doing for 2-3 weeks, a month. No problem, cool. He turns around because, you got to back out of the cell, walk backwards. And he does that. Well, it's a different cop that's now escorting him. They switched out. And he does what he said he was going to do to the first cop. Well, cop number 2 dips him on his face, And that was a setup. That was a fucking setup right there, man. But the moral of this here is this fucking dude, this spokesperson, tells my wife they didn't see nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with what their cop did to my friend. Knowing the end result is very, very severe injury. That's fucking crazy, man. Could you imagine if it was one of them getting fucked up? Oh my God, it would be all over.
Right.
Oh
Plus,
shit, it would be just horrible.
Doesn't he have a clean history with the cops like you do?
Very clean. Very. Very. We're all respectful. GPs are respectful dudes. We're not going to play no shit behind your door. We're not going to do none of that funky shit. We're not going to do any of it. And he's never done nothing like that to him. He's never disrespected him. I get a little angry here and there at the cops, when they lie and they hide my bread roll. They steal our bread roll. It's something so petty, but yet they want to steal it.
Well,
they want to play games.
It's the game, not the object.
The
I mean, the way you say that, they're always like, "Oh man, this sounds like a little kid." I mean, where the fuck does this come from?
Right.
I mean, it's just creepy.
This
Grown
call
men.
and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Grown men saying something like that. Just crazy.
Right, like I'm in the wrong for wanting what I got coming. It's bizarre, man. It's fucking a bizarre world, folks. It really is, man. But yeah, man, fucking it's definitely something else. And the way they shake the system with these moles and these snitches and these snitch tubers pumping this propaganda on us and shit like that about us. They regurgitate these lies and these smear jobs and to try to shape your guys' perception. And it's just fucking very unprofessional, and it's done in order.
There's all this stuff going on in the women's prison right now, and I just read in both women's prisons they had some back patting sort of like woo woo, look what we're doing today, and it's all like just really not being honest at all with all the abuse that's going on. They had some festival or some kind of self-promoting, self-grandizing program that they put out, and they published about it, but there's like all this weird stuff going on in there.
Yeah. I mean, like, of course, that they want to try to highlight the good things. They probably do a photo op.
Yeah.
Like they do that California model, they do a photo op, right? Put it on the website, and oh, look at this, man, this image.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
This inmate shaking the officer's hand, or he's giving this other officer a haircut, or look, it's so peachy. No, it's not. Don't go for it. That's the banana in the tailpipe move, fellas. Everybody, banana in the tailpipe move right there. It really is. I've always told them, anytime I go to committee, true rehabilitation and reform comes from within a man and his family. You got to give a man contact with his family if he has it. And the more of it, the better.
Mm-hmm.
The more, the better. When you try to manipulate transparency, you try to manipulate the truth, and you cut corners, and you mismanage what's really going on, and you lie. We see it. We see you're a liar.
Honey.
We see you're no good.
Honey, you cannot manipulate transparency. Transparency.
Well, they can.
No, I'm saying it's either transparent or it's not.
I know, but they think they can manipulate everything
idiots.
to do with prison.
They're idiots, and it's time that they answered to justice, because they're not judge and jury, and they have no business even pretending to be judge and jury, and there needs to be checks and balances. There needs to be a wide rotating public watchdog. There needs to be a group of people from all sectors, and I think it needs to rotate. I think like maybe 90 days, and some can come back or whatever. You build your little reputation with being honest and having integrity, but bring different people in so that they don't get to work this swindle, and the wise ones will know. The wise ones will know, and nobody's gonna be in there without some type of knowledge of what's really going on.
Yeah, exactly. I say the same. I feel the same, that it has to be somebody totally independent of CDCR, that ain't getting kickbacks from the CCPOA under the table.
No.
It has to be somebody that's got a close eye on them by a group of judges. I think a group of judges need to pick about 15, 20 people.
Because the judges are governmental. It needs to be the public sector.
I mean, that's true. But what I'm saying is not the judges themselves, but a group of people that are selected. It has to be in order by the judge. Or they're not going to adhere to it.
No, you don't understand. This is how they've been getting away with it for so long. They're cherry picking their observers. We need to pick our observers. We need to pick
I hear what you're saying.
Public to come forward and make honest observations of what's going on with an unveiled, open truth, without an agenda serving anyone but your neighbors.
Amen, girlfriend. That's right, girl. That's right. That's right. And so I say everybody just start insisting a thorough investigation and be heard, pound the table. That's what you do in court, man. Attorneys do it. When just pound that fucking table, hit the war drum, whatever you can do to expose these motherfuckers, man. Put my channel on blast. I'll expose these motherfuckers. They're not going to do nothing to me. Well, they can try, but good luck with that. But yeah, man. I wanted to share this with you guys, and I listened to a couple of these videos recently, and I was really shocked how parallel this guy's shit is with ours, and it's definitely something else. And then there was somebody else on here. We were listening to a video about one guy who was calling out another guy in his foul videos, and how the other guy can't talk shit because he ran out of state, scared for his life. He ran out of state, but he claims he's accepted his fate, But yeah, he ran out of state, and he's hiding like a scared rat caught in a trap with a broken back. And look, they're snitch tubers, right? These snitch tubers gonna say whatever they want, whatever the government wants them to say, and they're getting paid from both.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
They're getting paid from both sides. The government and their audience. So let me call back.
You call back. I agree, dog. They have been. They've been in there long enough. They know how to conduct themselves. And that move was so dirty. So dirty. All right, come on, dude. Call back. Yep. That's the one.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
We got a little bit of
All right, I'm back.
busy in the chat here.
Let me know. Holler at me.
Okay. Dog saying oversight should always be done by the public. Amen. Yes, and
Absolutely, bro.
the justice system investigates itself and then finds nothing wrong.
Right. That's like me doing some, in prison, and all my co-defendants are my jury. You think you're gonna find me guilty? Absolutely not. You know, that's how these fuckers do it. Okay, so what else you got, bro? What else you got?
T and Doug both saw that video.
Okay.
Yep.
Right
I know
on.
exactly what you're talking about. Let's go backwards a little. Yeah. Dog says prison runs smoother when the inmates police themselves. It's the same in our neighborhoods. Calling the cops never works.
Right.
Well.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Like when they put these buildings up in Ad Seg, they call them Z units, standalone units. And they put the dog kennels at the end of the tier. And we go to the cages. It totally changed the prison system. It really did. And I seen a mental shift in prisoners, a mental shift. It's very subtle, and it's not done overnight. It's done in a couple weeks, a month or two. And that meat mouse that was on the yard is now a little bit big. Now he's a cat. Now he's a ferocious lion, and he wasn't that on the yard. And it's just like these snitch tubers. And these guys that get on here promoting what they've done, promoting all the shoe-term work they put in, and all the highlighting they done. If they liars, you throw the whistle. And it's all unconfirmed. It's all self-hype. They changed the system when they did that. And that's why I say they destroyed the system. Sacramento headquarters, CDCR, destroyed the system. Not us. And when we used to be able to go to yard, whatever you do on the tier, whatever you say, what you say to a cop, how you say it, what you say to a convict on the tier, how you say it, everything you had to answer for tomorrow when we go to yard. And it kept a balance, check and balance, man. It really did. I've seen it, man. I lived through it. I've seen it. And they're the ones that did it. They're the ones that wanted everybody to be cell warriors. They're the ones that made these dudes start throwing poop at everybody. They're the ones that created this entire fucked up situation. Not me. Not my buddies. Not my buddies. But yeah, man, it is what it is now, man. It sucks. It really does. Because, go back to old school ways, they would have to undo some shit, but they're never going to do that because that money's too important. That money's too important.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's too important.
You know,
Yep.
and we
I
still
gotta
haven't
tell you guys.
figured
Go
out
ahead,
how
babe.
much
Go ahead.
money they truly generate, because they have all these little
No.
reaching tentacles here, there, and everywhere between PIA
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
industrializing
Right.
the inmates to corporations, and we have no
Right.
idea how much money they're actually pulling in beyond the taxed
Right.
17 billion a
Right.
year.
Hey, Outlaw, everybody, I gotta tell you, man, on a different note real quick, I filed to vacate my plea bargain, and so on Monday, the prosecutor responded on their brief, and his main argument was, oh, Mr. Daniel waived his rights to vacate within my plea deal, right, that I waived my rights to an appeal, a vacate appeal. Well, what he's not saying though is I only did that because he lied. His illusionary promises. So again, for 3 years now, he's been telling all 9 or 10 attorneys, "Oh, these guys are going to feds. They're going to feds. They're going to feds. They're going to feds. We're taking them." Okay, so and that he did certain things before he brought the case. To pave that road to make it happen. Okay, so then in a couple of motions that he filed against our motions, he opposed our motions in, he said it again. He did not take this case on just to leave us in the state system. That we're going to feds. Okay, so he mentions that again in this response, and he goes, "Oh, Mr. Daniel waived his rights to a vacate appeal." But that was only done because he lied to me.
Wait, when did you do that? Lied. When did you do that? By taking a plea?
Right. By taking it's in the plea. It's in the body of the plea that I promised not to appeal it. But they got to uphold their obligations.
Right.
Okay. Fucking, you promised me you're going to do X, Y, and Z. If I do 1, 2, 3, so I do 1, 2, 3, and you just do X and Y.
But no, they didn't even do X and Y. Weren't you supposed to go to trial if you were still there? Didn't you want to go to trial?
Right.
And but they didn't.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm.
I sure did, baby girl. I wanted to go to trial if I was still here. I was here.
And you were trying to get out because of the medical situation made it almost unbearable to sit in the courtroom day after day.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
All right. It was unbearable. My nerve was getting trapped in my sciatic joint, and it had to be done. I was fucked up really bad. And they used that. They used it. So, but that's what he's now trying to say, is that, oh, he waived his right in the deal itself, blah, blah, blah. He waived his right. He knew that it wasn't 100%, and we're still doing this. It's just taking a little bit more time than anticipated. And it's just more lies and manipulation by the dirty-ass prosecution. And I'm not going for it no more. I'm not, ever. Because I had a right to go to trial, and I wanted to go to trial if I was going to be here. Okay? But I needed this surgery. I needed I took the deal so I can go get what I need and be done with it. So then, that's what he said, folks. He said that his whole argument hinges on that one thing. I waived my rights. But what he not saying is I waived my rights because you lied to my face. You lied to the judge's face. You lied to all 9 attorneys. You lied to every one of us in this courtroom for 3 years. You falsely misrepresented the facts. You made illusionary promises. You've been bullshitting me from day one. You fucking ain't right. I want my trial, dude. I want to vacate. I want to go to trial. So we'll see what happens. My attorney's got to file a reply, and then we're going to see how this goes. You know, because I'm not going to accept this, man. I'm not going to accept it, and we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys up to date. You guys know I will, man. So with that said, man, baby girl, we got any questions before we wind this one down?
We got a few comments. We got a few comments.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
T. Wood says, too bad prison here isn't more like Norway or some in Europe where they actually focus on rehabilitation. No, you know what they do, though?
Right.
They pretend to. They tell the public they are. Well, they do everything but.
Right. Hey, and that said, you guys know in prison they think it's a big joke. I mean, they like the nurses, the cops, it's a big joke. Rehabilitation and reform. They laugh about it all the time. They make fun of it. So, and it's a weird thing for me because I see this every day. I know this every day. And then they propagate it to you guys in the public like they're really doing something. They're doing nothing. They're doing nothing. And when they do, it's for the snitches. It's for these rat, sorry fucking S&Y motherfuckers that don't deserve it. They don't deserve that shit.
Or releasing people that they know will reoffend. How about that one?
Right. All right, what else we got there?
Okay, Dog says, why would a guy plead to a federal charge and not believe he's going to the feds? It's common sense. And then he says he remembers you mentioning...
Dog, you're right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Dog, you're right. You're right in a sense because primary jurisdiction is who has the inmate first.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'm a state prisoner first. I was indicted on a federal RICO case second. So primary jurisdiction is the state's first. So what they got to do is basically have the state give up jurisdiction and mute my life sentences, and then the feds step in and come get me as if any hold from another state or any type of hold for an arrest warrant from another state. That's how that works. Okay, what else?
And then he says that he remembers you mentioning your back injury. How did that happen?
Okay, so my first 12 years in prison, 6 days a week, religiously, I did 150 22-count burpees every day. 150 22-count burpees every day. I'm 6'2". When I first came in, I was like 295. And I lost a bunch of weight really fast. And I did 150 22-count burpees 6 days a week for 12 years. That tore up my disc in my spine, my lower lumbar, L3, L4, L5, and S1. It blew out all my discs to where I was bone on bone, compression of my nerves, disc herniation. It was smashing up on all my nerves. And I got shot in 1997 with the Mini 14, December 26th, in a big riot. And that didn't help none either. You know, and they shot me in my left femur leg, in my left leg, and blew out my femur bone. And so none of that helped my body at all, you know. But yeah, that's how I tore up my spine, because your back ain't meant to do that movement like that thousands of times a week. Mm-mm. It's just not. Mm-mm. And if you don't know what a 22-count burpee is, it's 5 push-ups, 5 kick-outs. And those kick-outs are what tore up my spine. Not the push-ups, but the kick-outs.
So,
okay, go ahead, Ben. You got any more?
Dog said he messed up his back, too, doing burpees, and that's why he was curious.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, dog.
All right, last call.
That's why the military don't do it.
Last call. T. Wood says, enjoy the rest of your evening. He sends his and to you and yours. Thank you. Back at you.
Likewise. Well, y'all, outlaw, dog, I don't know all the names here because I can't see them. But I send mine.
Ken was here. I don't know. People are being pretty quiet right now.
I send mine, bro.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
So, everybody, I'm going to wind this down. Ken, I send mine out. All you guys, man. It's been a pleasure once again. Another video in the books. I send my best. We'll keep you guys up to date. If something comes up, I'll throw a little shorty out here. Pass it around, man. Let's get this thing rolling.
Thank you, Don.
Time.
You have a good evening too.
Yeah, thank you.
And we appreciate all of you for showing up and bringing some fresh voices to the conversation.
Hey, if the cops and the SOIs hate me, I'm doing my fucking job, man. I send my best to the worthy. The worthy, you know who you are, and fuck all the rest.
Share our shit. Y'all have a good night now.